Hello, students. This is your Professor Dr. Mink, and this is a quick application I threw together to demonstrate the difference between reference parameters and value parameters, passing a variable by value or passing a variable by reference. And what this application does is, given the lengths of three sides of a triangle, it calculates the perimeter and an area. I didn't make it very fancy. I just threw this together because I thought it would be a good way to demonstrate this. I actually use a similar problem in my C++ class, so I quickly threw it into Visual Basic. I have the formulas memorized. So let's take a look at what this does. I'll run it real quick. So let's say we enter 5, 5, 5, a triangle with three equal lengths, and we calculate the area and the perimeter. And I happen to know that those are correct for those three values. Clear it. So let's say we enter 5, 5, and 12. And if you think about this, if one length or the length of one side is greater than the sum of the other two sides, they can't meet. It can't be a triangle. So in this particular case, those side lengths do not yield a triangle. I didn't put any input validation in this. I was just sitting here thinking about call by reference and call by value. So yes, this will throw exceptions if the user enters some sort of a weird value that's not an integer in A, B, or C. Maybe I'll add that and post it for you. But so let's take a look at how this works. So I declare side A, side B, and side C as integers, area as decimal, and perimeter as a decimal. And I get side A from the text property of the text box. I convert it to an int and I assign it to side A. Do the same thing with side B and side C. And then I have this little check to see if side A is greater than side B plus C, or side B greater than A plus C. So if any of the three sides is greater than the sum of the other two sides, then I display a message. Those sides do not yield a triangle, and I clear all the text boxes. Else, if that's not true, in other words, it is the three sides entered are valid side lengths for a triangle, I pass side A, side B, side C, area and perimeter to this procedure triangle. And you'll see when I hover over it, the first three are passed by value, and the last three, oh, here it is right here, sorry. So I'm passing the value stored inside A to S1, a ByVal parameter, the value stored inside B to S2, the value stored inside C to S3. Now here's the magic. Well, I guess it's not magic, but it's cool. Area is passed by reference. Area does not have a value yet. It has not been initialized. It's been declared, which means there's been space allocated by the operating system for this decimal value, but there's no value in it. So I couldn't pass it as a value parameter, or I'm sorry, as an argument to a value parameter, but I can pass it by reference, and I'm passing perimeter, okay, by reference. So it said that area is a pointer to this area. I probably should have named it something different. It's a different variable. Trust me, it's a pointer. And perim is said to point to perimeter, which does have a different name. Sorry, I didn't put a lot of planning thought into this because I just threw it together. I think this would be a good way to demonstrate the difference between by value and by reference. So anyway, I declare a local variable within this procedure, call it S. That's actually the semi-perimeter. S equals S1 plus S2 plus S3 divided by 2.0. That is the semi-perimeter, which is used in this formula to calculate the area. The area is the square root of the semi-perimeter times the semi-perimeter minus side A times the semi-perimeter minus side B times the semi-perimeter times side 3. You can check this. I promise it works. Okay? When perimeter gets a value here, it actually stores that value back here because it's said to point to perimeter. And when area gets a value here, gets assigned a value here, it actually points to the memory location declared back in this sub, which happens to be the event handler for the calculate button. So that's how those work. That's a by reference or pointer to the actual variable declared here. And that is a pointer by reference parameter that's pointing to the variable that's declared here. So when we initialize or assign a value to area using all these values, which we already have, as soon as this area is given a value, assigned a value, that value is stored in that area. I'll run it one more time just so you can see how this works. We'll say 6 tab 7 tab 6. It should work. And there we go. So it's not until we call triangle and we get a value of area and perimeter calculated or passed back from that function can we send that using the toString function to the text property. I actually concatenated along with this string area equals and area toString. F2 controls the format 2 decimal places to the right of the decimal point. And I'm concatenating with this string n square inches. And I'm doing something very similar with label perimeter.text, which are just labels. And I put this string, concatenate it with perimeter.toString F2, and concatenate it with the string space inches. I hope this was helpful in understanding the difference between a by value parameter and a by reference parameter. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.